To the Proview Rundown. Glad you could join us on a Friday here, and a happy Friday as we start Friday Night Lights. It's the first week of high school football, so a ton to go over. Adam Deal, your host. We got games last night that we've got highlights for. Really excited to bring that to you. We got the crew in the zoo. Guys, do you like the chair spin point? Is that going to go? Wait, they're trying to get mic'd up. You know, I thought we were professional around here. We're going to get to the crew in the zoo in just a second. We got highlights for you. Sandia, Cibola, what a game to start off our season. And then we had a game from Milne Stadium that turned out pretty good as well. Highland and Rio Grande trying to break that winning streak. If you don't know what happened, we've got the highlights as that one ended really close as well. So that's all coming up your way. Also, we're going to go over some of the matchups this Friday, some big games. We're going to go over the Crew's Pick'em, see where everybody's at, and we'll break down all of the action here in just a moment. Are you guys ready over there?
We're always ready, bro.
This is the crew in the zoo. Alden Iwani, ball so hard. Jason Pull, Southwest Pull. Where does that come from?
I don't know. You know, we live in the Southwest, and it's either North Pole or South Pole, so I might as well do Southwest Pole.
So we don't have you guys on camera, right? That's not going to happen?
Yep.
Technical stuff.
Well, nobody wants to look at you anyway. You'll be able to hear them today here on the Rundown. Alden, your Cougars, man.
Oh yeah, my Cougars showed up last night and turned some heads. We were talking after the game, and maybe they could be a nice middle of the road team this year if they can keep it up. So definitely was impressed with what I saw from Cibola last night.
This is your matchup from last night, the Cibola Cougars taking on the Sandia Matadors. I picked the Sandia Matadors to win this game. I thought they had a lot of horses coming back, these sophomores. And we're going to talk about an injury that could really affect this Matador team here in just a moment. But this game was kind of a game of momentum and a penalty that really hurt a team in the end. And we'll show you exactly what happened. So let's get to the highlights. Last night, kickoff here on Proview Network, Cibola and Sandia.
Still looking. Now he's going to fire. It's a fade to the far corner, and that's caught. Touchdown, the first of the season. It's Nathaniel Montaneras. And the one out each side for Silva. He's looking. Silva fires, and it's picked. Look out. Nothing but green out in front, and that's going back for 6. Touchdown.
Man has a big leg.
Here's a handoff again to LaShawn Joseph. He's got room to the 5, all the way to the end zone. Touchdown. Joseph patient, and look out, Joseph makes his way inside the 5 towards the end zone.
We will. 2 great moves in that run.
There's the handoff to Joseph, and he's in for a second.
Pretty aggressive call by Coach Williams.
Steele fakes the back pass. Now he's going to go deep down the sideline, and it's caught. Bitzer's in motion. He's going to get it on the end route. Bitzer makes his way in. Touchdown, 3 yards out, and the Cougars.
Numbers. They've had student body.
Look at this. Skipping a tackle, firing forward. Joseph is into the end zone. Touchdown.
You want to talk about
That's Montaneras in motion. An option to him. Montaneras gets it. Now he's going to throw it down on the field. He's got a guy, and it's complete at the 20-yard line. It's Garcia. Garcia's going to go. Touchdown.
line them up. Dr. Peppers and Diet Cokes for all of the coaching staff for that football team, because that is
from Montaneras to Michael Garcia at the 41-yard line. Look at this, a stiff arm, and Bernard is loose. Shot out of a cannon, and nobody's going to catch him. Touch.
Boy, they're missing him now, I'll tell you.
Silva's going to go deep.
Oh, he's got him.
He's
got
a
him.
man that beat the coverage, and it's picked off.
Had
It's intercepted, and that's going to seal it.
Those highlights together in a great broadcast last night. We had a lot of fun to get the season kicked off, and to be honest, it was a really good game. Now, the Sandia Matadors, you saw LaShawn Joseph explode, had over 200 yards rushing, had 3 rushing touchdowns, and then that kickoff return called back. Now, it was a push in the back. I don't know if it really would have affected the play. It was a penalty, to be fair to the officials, so I think they got the call right, but he really showed out. Now, the thing to look at here is LaShawn Joseph was not in the last possession for Sandia. They had a chance to come back and tie, potentially win with 1:37 to go. LaShawn Joseph, though, was hurt. It looked like maybe he was holding his ribs or something when he came out. He was carted off the field. When I say carted, they brought a wheelchair off, the APS crew, and wheeled out LaShawn Joseph. So we really hope he's okay because this junior is a stud. Guys, you were there. I'm going to throw it over to you. He was fun to watch in a loss for Sandia.
Oh, yeah, he was definitely very explosive throughout the game. In the first half, he already had 100 yards rushing, I'm pretty sure. Sandia, you can't sleep on them either. They definitely had their opportunities to win this game. A couple plays here and there that could have went their way, and they could have easily won this game. We could definitely be talking about how Sandia opened up the season in the right way.
Well, I completely agree with that. And then when you look at the flip side, though, hats off to Cibola because the Cougars came out punching, right? And they had a huge defensive stop, and Marcus Steele and company had an 11-play drive that went 64 yards to open up the scoring. And you saw in the highlights, it was a beautiful fade pass to the corner of the end zone from Steele to Nathaniel Manzanares. Now, Manzanares is a guy we got to talk about because he had a crazy night. He had kind of like the good, a bad, and then the better, though, not good, bad, ugly, because he had a really good game. Let me explain Manzanares' game for you. I don't think anybody's ever had a game like this before, okay? So he had 2 fake punts that he wildly somehow made in his own territory to keep drives alive that both ended up being scoring drives, okay? He also had 2 fake punts where he faked it, got caught in a crazy scramble situation, ran away from the defense, and able to make some awkward punt happen that helped field position-wise. And then he fumbled a punt that he was returning. He caught a touchdown pass, and you saw that last play that was the game winner. He threw for a touchdown pass. I don't think I've ever seen a game from anybody. Nate Manzanares, he's going to catch some eyes this year.
Oh, yeah, definitely, Adam. And also, he had the catch of the year so far for
that's right.
For
a
Cibola.
Wild catch.
A crazy one-handed catch that you'll definitely see in the Dream Style Top 10 Plays of the Week. But he's an X factor for him. He's a Julian Edelman type of player that can return punts, throw it occasionally, catch it. I mean, he's the full package. So hopefully Cibola can utilize all of his skills this year.
And great job, Jason's going to slow it down for you. That's the catch we're talking about. He just had a crazy game. He really did. What we'll have to do, guys, is next week we got to put together all his punts, like the 4 punts, the 2 scrambling punts for a 4th down that he converted, and then the 2 that he didn't but got the punt off. One of them, by the way, was the last punt of the game with 1:37 left. If he gets sacked and doesn't get that punt off, then Sandia's got the ball on the 25-yard line, 30-yard line for a go-ahead score, right? So he made the play wild because he could have just punted it, but he scrambled around, but he got it off, so he made the play eventually. So it was pretty crazy.
Yeah, he was like running around like Michael Vick on Madden on that last punt, just like running sideline to sideline, almost getting tackled. And that punt he got off, he barely got it off, and it was like a 40, 50-yard punt. So hats off to him and hats off to Cibola.
Good job by Rod Williams, too, because I don't think anybody looked at the Cibola crew and thought that this is something they could do because everyone thought Sandia much improved, and they were. I just thought Cibola played good. Jason, I'll throw you on the mic because this Cibola team, I told you, I went there. I've covered them a couple of times already. And I told you there's a culture change. Did you see that last night?
I definitely did see that last night. I mean, Steele is just managing that team. Like, I think they all believe in him, and he's definitely a force. He's not a small. He's not scared to run. He can throw the rock. I'm all for it, and I'm up 2-0, so that's a plus.
Come on, that's ridiculous. Don't give it away yet. We'll tell you why Jason Pohl is 2-0 when we return. Josh Brown, who directed the game, he's here. We've got highlights. Highland, Rio Grande. Can Rio Grande break that losing streak? Find out when you return here on The Rundown. Flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of Proview Sports Network.
The Barley Room, a proud sponsor of Proview Networks for over 9 years, is pleased to introduce Black Iron Catering. From weddings and family reunions to birthdays and office parties, Black Iron Catering is perfect for any event. Contact Jamie at 505-459-8259 and book your event today. Black Iron Catering. Let us bring our kitchen to you.
Car Crafters, proud supporter of Proview Sports Network.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that can happen?
No! Bad dog!
Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened? Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of Proview Sports Network.
Locally loved restaurants like Farina Pizzeria, Farina Alto, and the Artichoke Cafe are the perfect venue for your next event. Farina Alto has traditional Italian food, plus handcrafted cocktails in a beautiful Northeast Heights location. Farina Pizzeria with a downtown vibe, amazing affordable wines, and local beer. And the Artichoke Cafe has set the standard for casual fine dining since 1989. Visit our family of restaurants and see what fine dining is all about.
Folks, there's no other way but to be all in. Either he's Lord of all or he is not Lord at all. And you can experience the real and authentic, true life change that only God can provide to humanity. See, when we truly encounter Jesus and purpose to know him and follow his teachings, hashtag life change will occur.
By the way, shout out to the guys in the back, Jason Pohl, Josh Brown, Alden Iwani. They put all these graphics together. They make everything look great. Our new intro, you see, they're a little bit ridiculous. I'm going to intro Josh Brown now because he was directing last night's game between Highland and Rio Grande. You're not going to be able to see him today, but you'll be able to hear him. He's got a lovely voice for you. JB, your juggling skills are on point, man.
You like that? I usually don't bust out the soccer skills, but for that promo,
it was impressive,
to
say the least. I'll tell you that. Okay, so we're going to get your reaction in just a second, but let's set it up here. Rio Grande, they're taking on Highland. I think it's well documented that Rio Grande has a monster losing streak, and if they don't want to have the all-time losing streak, maybe a very important game against Highland to start things off. Everything going smooth for a while. Fourth quarter, things get a little iffy. Here's how it went. Sebastian Noel, he had the call.
Wide open, and it's going to be a touchdown for the Ravens. Handoff Mullabay up the gut, touchdown, Ravens! That's complete. A missed tackle at the 35 to the 40 to the 50. He's got the sideline. No, he's going to cut back up the middle now, all the way into the corner, and the Hornets are going to answer with a long touchdown. Oh boy, this is trouble. I think Highland's got the football.
I think you're right. It looks that way.
Highland does have the football. Hurry up. Here he's hit as he's thrown. Touchdown, Hornets! Hit as he's thrown. It doesn't matter. It's John Villas' second touchdown of the night.
Well, unfortunate for the Rio Grande Ravens. They had things going for them in the fourth quarter, a 2-score lead, and Highland just a little bit better in the end. Now, Rio Grande maybe looked to the better team, but can't get the win. It's tough to break a streak like this. JB, you were there. What happened?
It was a great game. Rio Grande had it. They were rolling along. Penalties and turnovers killed Rio Grande. Rio Grande had 2 turnovers in the red zone, just missed fumble quarterback running back exchanges there. Fumbled the ball there, had an Aaron Pavia touchdown. What looked like they had him out at the 10 or a touchdown. We didn't get that far because it was called back. So it was just turnovers, penalties killed Rio Grande, but they look tough. They look good. Really look good.
The problem here, though, is Rio Grande's schedule gets a little bit more difficult. We thought Highland may be one of the easier foes on it. So if they go on this losing streak to start this season, they will break Albuquerque's record. Now, I've heard both sides of this, like maybe you shouldn't talk about it. It is what it is. I mean, they've just been on a losing streak. I think maybe does it affect them mentally because it's a game that they probably had won and they let it slip away.
Yeah, that's probably part of it there. Just mental mistakes killed it. Hey, and shout out to Highland. They came back. They were down in that fourth quarter. Got to give it to them, that big play by John Vallis. I mean, 2 touchdowns there. That wouldn't call it an onside kick. Maybe just that blooper. Just mental mistakes cost that one, and that turned into the game-winning touchdown there. So they might, Albuquerque High, they look tough. So might be a little more competitive. Might surprise us here in one of these games down the line.
Well, it was fun for football to be back, but, I mean, the best part about it is that was a Thursday night, and we've got some action for you tonight. It's the game of the week. It'll be on My 50 TV. It's powered by Proview Network, statewide television. Check your local listings because it's on DirecTV, Comcast, Dish Network, Rabbit Ears. Doesn't matter what you have. You can find it, My 50 TV, and it's the Volcano Vista Hawks. We have ranked 10th in the state, taking on the La Cueva Bears, ranked 1 in the state. That's arguable, obviously, with Cleveland. So, guys, and we'll just toss it around. What do you think? I mean, is Volcano Vista now? James Yotis for the Albuquerque Journal, he's well documented, obviously. He thinks that this Hawk team is better than maybe people are talking about. We got a chance for an upset tonight, maybe?
Nah, I don't think so, Adam. I mean, La Cueva's defense just looks too tough. They got that stingy defense. They always have something on offense come out. Someone always steps up, but I just think their defense is going to be too strong.
Ball so hard?
Yeah, I don't expect Volcano to pull off the upset. But I mean, they definitely have the weapons too. They remind me of kind of like an Oakland Raiders kind of team. Like they have talent on their team, but can they get it to work together to beat the Bears? I don't think so. I think the Bears are too disciplined. They made it to the state finals last year, and I think Dylan Summer and the defense are going to show up tonight.
Jay, Southwest Pole.
Yeah, I agree with Alden. They're definitely disciplined, that defense and that whole team. But I'm interested to see Jake. Jake Deathridge is back on the field. We'll see if he's about to play. We'll see if Coach can get it done. But I went with La Cueva, even though that's frowned upon.
I think we all, yeah, well, you're an Eagle, and so, that's shame on you. But I think we're all going La Cueva. I feel like maybe this is a sneaky close game. I think it's going to be sloppy. I think both teams are going to try to find themselves because both new offenses. La Cueva's defense is going to be good. I think it's a low-scoring game. I'm thinking like a 17-13 or 20-13 type game. La Cueva win, but that's who knows? I mean, I didn't expect Cibola to beat Sandia last night, right? So I think it shows that we really know nothing. But all I know is you could watch it tonight on My 50 TV. Kickoff and pregame starts at 7 p.m. We got some other games, right? So El Dorado's going to take on West Mesa. That game is here on Comcast 26 from Community Stadium. I don't think anybody thinks that West Mesa is going to pull away with an upset here. El Dorado We have them ranked third. A lot of people think they can make a run to the blue. Jay Poole, your Eagles soaring, yeah?
They're definitely looking good. And what's his name? Gabe Smith?
Gabe Smith.
Gabe
Not
Smith?
Matt Smith, as I've been saying, I guess.
Yeah.
Gabe Smith, my
It's okay.
apologies.
Honest mistake. They look solid. And you know Dotson, when he has talent, with or without talent, he still knows how to coach the kids up. So it's an easy W tonight.
JB, Josh Beartrap Brown, you've got biases here. I mean, because you've got a couple buddies, I think, that are on this coaching staff that
Anthony
went to Highlands with.
Coach, Calvin McDonald, offensive line, David Jaros, offense coordinator over there. Of course, I'm rooting for him. I mean, they're going to do some things, but El Dorado just looks too tough.
Okay, so not enough for you to take West Mesa,
No,
right?
and I took El Dorado on this. El Dorado doing both two-a-days, seeing it, El Dorado looks good.
How are you doing on your pick'ems, by the way?
I am 1-1.
You're 1-1.
I had Rio Grande. I thought they were going to pull it off. I thought last night was the magical night.
All right.
Our buddy
Sebastian Noel, he's 0 for 2, isn't he?
He's 0 2. He didn't get him in by the show, so he has no graphic, but 0 2.
Ball so hard, El Dorado should roll in this one, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely. El Dorado shouldn't have any problems, but that's why we lace them up and play the games, though. West Mesa coming with the new coaching staff. Ron McMath kind of started to change the culture last year. They were good. They were good enough to – didn't they make the playoffs last year?
They did make the playoffs.
They made the playoffs last year.
And they lost to this El Dorado team.
Yeah, and so maybe they're looking for some retribution for losing in state. You never know, but I think it's going to be fly, Eagles, fly, baby.
Fly, Eagles, fly. All right. We got another game streaming live, and you can get there by going to www.proviewnetworks.com. You can see all of our links for all of our games are streaming if you don't have the television channel for it, so you can catch the action. Make sure you get your pass, by the way. If you get your pass from the NFHS Network and you get an annual pass, you could watch all the state championships, which are not televised. They're only streamed, so you want to make sure you go to the NFHS Network to get that, and you can watch all of these games, not just the games that we broadcast from Proview Networks, but across the state. Entities like Sports Primo, who does more of the northern stuff, and some of the other schools that are broadcasting games as well. It's all through the NFHS Network, so you want to make sure you get your pass if you want everything. So the Valley Vikings, it's the third year under Judge Chavez. I think they've got a little bit more talent this year, and I think there's a little bit more noise coming from Albuquerque High School, a school that's gone independent. Curious one. I think it's a really even matchup from Milne Stadium. JB, you'll be directing this. Which way you think this is going to go?
I'm going to go with you with Valley. They're making some noise. This is an old district rivalry, so we'll still see that there, even though it's not, the new districts. But familiar foes, just Valley's ground and pound. I think that'll wear them down.
You went out and covered Albuquerque High School. What'd you see there?
They look good. They have a good aerial attack. I think they're going to be able to, open it up if they can dominate that line. They had some big offensive linemen, so that's where it's going to be won here. Either team gets that. I mean, we know Judge Chavez likes to pound it there, just up the gut. So we'll see whichever line doesn't wear down. I think in Albuquerque High, they look good. If they can hold up there, I think they can win with the air game there.
Where'd you go in your picks?
I did go Valley.
Okay. All right. Ball so hard, what'd you go with this? You went Valley, didn't you?
I went with the Vikings on this one. Usually I pick against the Vikings, but this time I decided to roll with them. I think Albuquerque High's kind of down since they went independent. I think Valley, they're finally in the district they wanted to be in. So we'll see if they can pull it off against the Bulldogs. I just think that the Bulldogs, just from going independent, I don't know how much motivation there actually is to do good this season. But hopefully they prove us all wrong, and that'd be sweet. They always have athletes and playmakers at Albuquerque High. So if you're Valley, you definitely can't sleep on them.
Jay, Southwest Pole?
Yeah, I just went with Albuquerque High. I'd like to see them win. I mean, independent or not, it'd be pretty nice just to see them get a W. They were the reigning – didn't they have the reigning record last year, was it?
Well, it was a few years back. Yeah, they had the losing record.
Yeah, they're changing. I'd like to see them win.
Okay. I went Valley, but I feel like this is like a really close game, like something like 27-20 or something like that. So I think it's a good game. I think we got really good matchups tonight here on Proview Networks. And then we've got some good Saturday matchups, too. I'm really interested, guys, as you can see right here Saturday afternoon is this one. The Belen Eagles, they are the state runners-up from last year. They lost a lot, but they still have Casillas, who rushed for 2,700 yards, and I believe he was 23 touchdowns. I mean, just a fantastic year. He's being looked at next level. And then the Del Norte Knights, who Coach Binkley, we know, is very on the up and up with this team. So curious matchup from Milne Stadium. JB, you will be directing it. Are your Knights going to come through?
You know, I have them coming. Like you said, Belen lost a lot. And Coach Bruce Binkley, I mean, really high on that air attack.
You've got a lot of biases on this pick, though.
I do. I mean, but
You're a Del Norte Knight, right?
March on. I'm going with the alma mater, week 1.
Not only that, but you also have some time in Los Lunas, and so, you know, the Belen Eagles are hated by you, right? I mean,
I wouldn't say that.
Okay. Well, I think you have some biases in this pick.
No biases.
And you can't go back. Like, this is
week
that's
one.
your pick.
It's week 1. You usually go with your alma
heart?
mater. Alden went with Sandia. That didn't pan off. See, you got to go with your guys. Go with your guys week 1.
Alden, what do you think?
Yeah, this game should be interesting. The Del Norte coaching staff seems to be very hype about their quarterback. I haven't personally seen him yet. I watched some of the two-a-days. Hopefully he does good, but I'm rolling with the Eagles again. I got to see him in that last game against Artesia in the state championship game. What's the running back's name for Belen again? Casillas. Yeah, he was like pretty much the only player that showed up for Belen last year in that title game. So I'm looking for him to have a huge explosive season this year.
J. Pole, Belen, right?
Yeah, Belen all day. I have family in Belen, so that works.
What? Do you like their school colors too? Like, what else?
Yeah, I'll just go because I like the little maroon.
Fly, Eagles, fly. I went fly.
It's a type of bird, you know. We fly together.
Fly, Eagles, fly. Yeah, I go Belen. I think they'll win comfortably. Mayfield, Atrisco. This game's live on Proview Sports Network, Comcast 26, right here, and streaming, of course, in the NFHS network. So Mayfield comes into town. Curious, Atrisco always seems to have a competitive team. New district, though, I think they got to get non-district wins in. They don't have that gimme district, and so, you know, Mayfield. I go Mayfield, though. Quickly, guys. Mayfield.
Yeah, I think everybody rolled Mayfield
But
here.
I think everyone just wants to see how good is Mayfield. Like, are they next level good? I don't think anybody knows, especially here in the metro area.
Yeah, it's definitely hard to see with these guys. I'm curious to see how Atrisco does after losing their star running back. A lot of key pieces. Wasn't their quarterback a 4-year starter?
He was a 4-year starter since a freshman, Alvarado, right? And he's out. And then obviously you don't have Angel Ramirez, who had a gorgeous season last year with 2,000 rushing yards and just a great defensive back. He's playing next level. So a lot of replacements, no doubt. Mayfield, though, right, guys? Yeah. Okay.
All day.
A couple other matchups. Let's throw up our top 10 poll real quick before we get out of here. And I think we all agree the matchup that we wish we were covering, but it's down south, and so you'll still be able to see it, I think, on Las Cruces Public TV as Rio Rancho takes on Centennial. I'm excited. I want to see how this one plays out. I can't wait to hear the score updates tonight.
Oh yeah, I'm just excited that it's football season again.
Yes.
First night was a success with just the quality of the games and how they went down. So here's to a good season.
Love it. Love it. Other matchups quickly before we escape is Manzano Las Cruces. We have it as a 6-7. That is a good one as well. And then you've got Cleveland taking on Oñate, who we think is just outside the top 10, and Hobbs versus Clovis play tonight. So some really good matchups. We'll have score updates for you tonight, but don't forget to join us. The My 50 game of the week, La Cueva taking on Volcano Vista. Also the other two games tonight that are broadcasting through Proview Networks, El Dorado, West Mesa, and Valley Albuquerque High School. Glad you could join us here on The Rundown, and a happy Friday to you. We'll see you next week.